It's just us two.
Just the two of us.
Just the two of us. Stop it.
Cody actually told me, Max, that I would be a really good ASMR TikToker.
She would be.
You go, she would be.
I hate to say it, but...
Ooh. He's got a hair.
Whose hair is it?
Probably mine.
Put it back on your head.
You want it?
Drop it. I don't know.
Take it. You can take it? DNA. This is a family show.
Or is it? He's been doing a lot of old songs. He did Best Song Ever the other night, I think. Did you see that?
Did you see him play on the piano, too?
No.
Yeah, he played on the piano.
Like, he sat down and played on the piano.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. What song did he play?
We're sick.
Oh, no.
I don't know. It was a new song. I didn't really listen to it. I think it's a little surprise.
Wait.
Yeah.
His song, new song.
I think.
A new
I
Harry
believe,
song.
or like it was like a secret song. I don't know.
A secret little song.
You know how he does. You know how they do with those artists. You know how they fucking are.
I've never seen him do a secret song before, though.
Well, yeah. I mean, maybe like, I guess it's not a secret song. It's like unreleased. Well, that's like Medicine and all that stuff.
Do you think
I would love for him to play like, what's it called? Oh, what's it called? Oh, Anna.
Yeah.
Don't come for me. I'm a fan, I swear to God.
Big fan.
You know, he was playing on the piano. He was shaking and stuff.
Was he?
Because he was scared.
Why didn't you send it to me? Did you see this on TikTok?
I
sent you everything I saw about him today. So what's that about? What's up, guys? Welcome back to HRT. We're doing something different this week. We actually have a guest, my best friend, Nikki.
Hello.
Hi, Nikki. So I wanted to take Nikki on this episode because I feel like out of all the cis women I know, you are well experienced, well versed in the LGBT community, and I feel like you could sit and talk about it, which is something to be proud of this day and age.
Thank you so much.
A real life cis woman.
Can you believe it?
They're real. Those cis people we talk about. This one right here. Do you actually? Do you remember how I came out to you as trans? Because I
do, yeah.
I kind of don't. It's not fun.
I do. Yeah, I think, well, you didn't come out to me in person.
Was it over text?
It was over text.
Fucking pussy.
I believe, I don't know if it was me and Kelsey in a group chat.
Probably,
Our girl.
Our girl.
I don't know if it was a group. I remember I was at,
I think it was a group chat. I was there.
I was just going to say, I was at Max's house. I was at his house.
Aw.
Yeah.
Talking shit? Really?
Yes, I was gonna say that. I didn't know if I don't remember if I started crying, but there we go. I have the fact checker right here. I did cry. I was like, because I'm an emotional person, but I did cry. But you know what? Like, I will say, it didn't, like, I wasn't shocked by it. You know what I mean? I feel like once you like cut your hair, I was like, okay. And I was, like following like Hunter and everything and like all of that. Just in general.
Yeah, I don't feel like it was really a surprise to many people. I made it pretty obvious.
No, but I remember it.
I cut my hair.
Pretty well.
Yeah, I cut my hair. I remember before I cut my hair, actually, just a random thought. With my sister, I was standing in my kitchen, and before I was trans, I never touched my hair. You know that. My hair was like a thing that I would never cut. I would never put up. I would never do anything with it because that was a scary thought to me. But I remember standing in my kitchen with my sister and putting my hair in a hat to see what it would look like if I cut my hair. And then the next day, it was gone. All my hair. Finished. Cut it right off. And then I don't know... How long did I do you know how long I had my hair cut for until I told everybody, or did I cut my hair and then told everybody?
I feel like it wasn't like super long after. I feel like you. When did you come out? Was it senior year, or was it end of junior year?
Junior year.
Yeah, so
17,
I think you
16.
cut it because I like remember like clearly being in like the cafeteria and you having your short hair. I feel like you had it for like a minute, but not like super long. You know, like I feel like maybe like
I cut it. It's a similar hairstyle to what I have now. It just wasn't done correctly because
you had it like the Bieber
it was giving 12-year-old Justin Bieber, but which is still giving, but
it's giving. Like I think it was like probably like a few months after then.
Yeah, no, that checks
like
out.
Very not like very long. It wasn't like you cut it for like a year or two later. It was like a few months. I feel like
because you were there for all of it. Because we met in, oh Jesus, 6th grade?
6th grade.
How old are you in 6th grade?
11.
11?
11 turning 12.
We're 24 now.
We've known each other for, oh my God, like 12, 13 years?
11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. That's 14.
Is it really?
Oh, yeah, God, that's 14 years. Ugh.
That's insane.
That's wild. Do you remember?
Longest friendship.
Yeah. Let's go. 14 years, man. That's a long time. Do you remember how we kind of met? Because I mean, we were in the same grade.
Mm-hmm. We were in the same class. We sat next to each other, and then we got in trouble because we were talking too much.
But she never yelled at you. She yelled at me.
I know, and it was kind of not. It was not very nice.
Transphobic of her. I wasn't even transphobic.
I guess she did. She kind of went at you. I feel like she went to me and she was like, "You should know better."
Yeah,
and I was like,
"You were a good student, and I was not." Did you do good in school? I feel like you did.
Yeah, like I mean, like middle school, like
you gave off vibes. I did good in school.
Yeah, it was like solid A B, like right in that range.
Solid
BAs
F. For the most part.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I know. I remember I was out. We were in recess. Remember recess? God. And I had been running. I was racing my friends, and then I came inside, and we were all in line to go back to class, and we had never talked before, and you looked at me, and you went, "So did you win that race?"
Look at me being so fucking friendly.
So I was like, oh my God, Nikki's talking to me? Why is Nikki talking to me?
Yeah, it's so like, and then like, I don't even know what, but then we just started like talking more.
You said, "Did you win that race?" I said, "Yes, I did." I said, "I'm fast as fuck,
yes,
boy."
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, I did.
Yes, sir, I won that race. But you know what story I want to tell?
Yes.
My favorite story from you and I.
Your favorite?
My favorite.
I'm excited. I was going to be a little surprised.
Oh, you know it. You know it. It's, so we were driving upstate with my dad. My dad in the front seat, and in the driver's seat, I was in the front seat. You and two other friends were in the back. And at this point, I was out to my friends as a man, as Cody, but not out to my dad or my family in general, I think. And I had told my friends we were going on vacation with my dad, and I had been like, "Guys, I appreciate, you using male pronouns for me and calling me Cody, but around my dad, maybe just don't, because he doesn't know yet."
Yeah.
And and it was like, it's something I could never be mad at you for, though, because it was so pure. You were trying to get my attention. I'm in the front seat.
Was it like, well, it had to be, senior year, right?
Yeah,
junior year.
Junior.
Summer going into senior year, junior year.
Junior year. And you were trying to get my attention, and you were like, "Cody." And I wasn't answering you because my dad didn't know I went by Cody. And I'm sitting there like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And Nikki's behind me going, "Cody, Cody, Cody, Cody." And I'm like, oh
and
my
at
God,
that
oh my
point
God,
too,
oh my
I feel like Kelsey was like going, like elbowing me a bit, like stop talking.
And then my
dad.
But
I was getting frustrated too, because I'm just sitting there, I'm like, dude, hello, like you hear me talking to you.
No, and my dad turned around and goes, "Who's Cody?"
Oh no, yeah, and like I literally had to think like that on the fly, and I'm like,
fast.
I was like, it was not good, because I was like, I'm just on the phone with my friend.
While your phone was like,
my phone's probably in my pocket. There's no phone in sight. I was just like, I was talking to my friend Cody on the phone.
I really wonder sometimes, because me and my dad don't speak about anything like that.
Yeah.
I really wonder sometimes if my dad thinks back and is like, oh, because he knows I go back.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Huh. That had to be a thought in his mind, because like it's not even like I continued talking on the phone. It's not like I continued a fake
You're
conversation.
trying to get your friend's attention and then hung up.
And then the phone went down.
Yeah, I wonder if he thinks back to that.
I did too. Got a lot of memes, a lot of memories. So freaking lame. I hate myself.
Little memes.
Thanks for the memories. We had our fair share of fights, though.
Oh yeah. You know, I used to we used to beat the shit out of each other when we were younger. Like beat the living crap out of each other.
Yeah,
and then I came out as trans, and I remember we were at the mall and I like pushed you or something and you looked at me and you were like, Cody, you can't do that anymore, especially in public. Like people are gonna think things. And I was like, oh my God, you're so right. So I just beat the shit out of you in private.
Comfort of our homes.
Comfort of our own homes.
Comfort of the home. I forgot that. Yeah, I literally was like, you cannot do that. You will get in trouble.
I know, like, yeah.
We were silly. We were stupid. We were young. I don't know why the fuck we fought so much.
Dude,
we were just like...
it was my love language, just beating the shit out of you. But you beat the shit out of me, though. Like, let's not pretend.
You have a scar on your hand.
Yeah, dude.
It's horrible. Guys,
this guy
I'm not
right here. I had one on my foot too.
From me?
Yeah, this one. This one's for me. The one I had one on my foot. It's not there anymore. I don't have the evidence. God bless you. I don't have the evidence, but
see, I told you I could sneeze.
We were at stupid. That's the face you just gave. With no context, that's really funny.
I had to prove it because you said I couldn't sneeze. You were like, okay, context. I sneezed before, but I went like like that.
What the fuck was that?
It was a sneeze.
That ain't no fucking sneeze.
It was coming. It was coming on. It was coming on, and I tried to. I didn't want to release it at like its full strength, and it was not that I couldn't like full force it because I was scared. I didn't want to get my germs all over the place. And he said I could sneeze, so then I sneezed, but that wasn't even like my full power. It wasn't even it. What were we even talking about?
We were at the beach one time and we were playing frisbee, and you were being
I don't
mean.
even remember this. I was being mean?
No, I don't even being mean, but you
probably
were
was
trying to get the frisbee from me or something. You stepped on my foot and you're on the sand.
Did I like stick my heel into you?
You went, and then you took off. I had like sand burn on my foot for like a month. It hurt.
What the hell?
Yeah, no, I got a couple scars from you.
Sorry.
It happens. You don't have any scars from me, though.
I feel like it's turning into me being mean. I swear. I can't remember times you were.
Oh yeah, the one I kicked you.
Oh yeah, well there, yeah, we can plug that one. Yeah, he kicked me off the couch. He like literally like
quite literally.
I was definitely
you were
drunk.
In a good mood.
I wasn't sober, I don't think, but like you literally like.
Oh yeah,
I looked so innocent. Like I'm like
you sat down next to me. You were like ha ha ha, and I took my foot and I went
boom, right on the fucking floor. Oh, I have another one. I sent you that the other day when you're like, get on the ground. You're like screaming at me.
Dude, yeah, I saw those videos. My voice was so high. What was I wearing? We could bring up those videos too.
Whatever. Get on the ground, kneel, bitch. Who was that?
You're drunk.
So when I tell you to
unfortunately, I think he went to a funeral. It's not fucking funny. I think it was.
I don't know whose funeral it was. It's kind of funny.
That's not funny. It's not funny. I think it's so uncomfortable.
Why did I come on fucking yelling at you like that?
You're drunk.
Drinking the pain away.
I guess so. Fucking God.
Okay, so KRIS Tyson, I think we both watched the KRIS Tyson, Anthony, whatever his last name is.
Padilla.
Okay, so that video, correct me if I'm wrong, because honestly, I haven't read a lot about KRIS's story or anything, but that was the first time KRIS, openly said that she was a trans woman, right?
Yes. Because prior to that, she had people were like noticing that she in like Mr. Beast's videos was presenting a little like more feminine, you know, like growing her hair out, wearing like acrylic nails, stuff like that. And then she had said that she began hormone replacement therapy, HRT.
Yeah, she said HRT like several times during that interview.
But
was like,
prior
oh my
to
God.
that, though, she was kind of going by any pronouns,
Yeah.
like anything. She kind of was like, I don't care.
She like hid away for a while, I feel like.
Yes.
Right? No one's really heard from her in a while?
Yes.
For the most part?
Well, because she was getting a shit ton of hate.
Yeah, no, like
People are
I'd
being-
hide away too.
People were being awful because, you know, she was married. She has a kid.
Right. I think we talked
That
about
was the whole thing. So people were like, you're messing up your son. You
Yeah.
know that, right?
A lot of
You're really
people-
fucking up your son. And she, I don't know where she tweeted though. She was like, honestly, like, I think I'm not doing that whatsoever because I'm my true self. And I'm happy because she was saying like, if it were, you know, she like didn't transition or she didn't start HRT, like, would have been like a fake version.
Yeah, she would have been a fake dad in a way. And how can somebody parent their child when they're not
Happy.
themselves or not happy? Yeah. So I mean, like, and there are
If
people.
anything, it's like she's showing her son that she's like it's a
Yeah.
positive role model, being yourself, being true to who you are.
And I don't think that she's out here like forcing her kid to question their gender identity. I feel like when people think about trans people who have children, they think that they're parenting their children in a way that's different than cis parents, and it's not. It's just
It's
I don't know. I saw that she did talk about Mr. Beast. His name is Jimmy, right?
Jimmy. Yeah.
She did talk about their relationship a little bit too.
Yeah, because they were I think they're from North Carolina, I believe.
Yeah, I think you're
I
right.
think they're from North Carolina. But Jimmy and her have been friends since like they were kids. Like they're like
Yeah, for a long time.
yeah,
right?
and like before like Mr. Beast really became Mr. Beast, like the content god he is now.
He is like the king of YouTube.
like it's fucking
Remember when
absurd.
David Dobrik was the king of YouTube? He's not anymore.
Yeah,
I feel
fucking
like
good.
And now it's Mr.
He's
Beast.
a fucking weird guy. But yeah, like she was in his videos like early on, and if you look back, I mean, you know, well, she said that on the thing. It was like she was saying how it's kind of interesting, or maybe Anthony brought it up and said it, how like almost like unintentionally, like Mr. Beast's videos is like a timeline for her,
right
in a way,
because
you
you
know.
can see her probably.
Yeah,
changing.
and it's like
Yeah.
really crazy, but yeah, they've been friends forever.
Yeah, she was telling a story about like she either said 3 years ago or like 8 years ago, they were like hanging out or something, and KRIS walked out of a room dressed as a woman, and Jimmy, Mr. Beast, like they like turned around the corner and like saw each other,
Oh,
and she wasn't out as trans yet. You remember that part? She was like, they like looked at each other, and Mr. Beast was like, "Do you want to talk about it?" And KRIS was like, "No," and Mr. Beast never said anything about it up until whenever she came out as trans. Like, that's a good friend.
yeah,
That's a good friend.
because like clearly
Just
like
acted like
she
it didn't
didn't
happen.
want to like talk about it then and there, and Jimmy like didn't push it,
yeah,
which I feel like is the best way. You don't want to push anybody to, because
and
whenever anybody's comfortable, and like, and especially too, like, you know, when she just came out as a trans woman, and before she wasn't, you know, she just was like any pronouns, but like, you know, it was on estrogen, but like, you know, same thing.
she
Like,
had to
just
take
didn't
the
want to.
time. She had to take the time to
Yeah.
understand for herself before she came out, which I think
Yeah.
she did it in a very smart way. I think she let everybody hate her and like say whatever they wanted about her,
Yeah.
and then she did it in a smart way, coming out on like somebody else's channel and whatnot.
Yeah,
especially Anthony,
honestly,
who's,
and like I said, oh, fucking, there's this like YouTuber who made a video early on. His name is like Sunny V2, something like that. Made a video prior to her coming out as a trans woman, but like when she had started, you know, like being more feminine presenting and started HRT, yada yada yada. And the fucking thumbnail of the thing is like, is this going to be is Chris Tyson going to ruin Mr. Beast's career? And then
no.
afterwards was just like, but it'll have, I think the word he used was like unique. Like, all right, fucking say it. Like, be like, you fucking weirdo.
It's like one of those, like, where he talks behind the camera kind of things the entire time.
So
and
you
he
don't
makes
see
it look
his
like,
face.
makes it look like this is like
and the music playing in the background was so, it was like, I don't know how to fucking describe it, but it was like,
ominous and
like clearly like trying to show like this could be an issue. Like what the fuck?
like trans people.
And but like you could tell though still he's trying to be like, oh, but this is just like what I'm getting based off of the situation. I'm not gonna say.
I have no opinions on it.
Yeah, I have no opinion. But
When
no,
it's
like you're
clear.
transphobic, dude. You're making a transphobic
Yeah.
piece of content and you know it and just fucking
Treating
grow a pair and fucking say it. If you're gonna be transphobic, fucking own it. Like
I mean, like, I feel like also it's treating trans people as like we're this scary thing. You know
no,
what I mean? It's like,
100%.
she came out as trans.
100%.
Like, what's the big whoop?
No, like 100% though. It's like what you just said. It's like trying to make it like this scary,
For clicks.
bad thing.
Yeah.
It's some, I don't know. It's fucking bullshit, but
It's all for views at the end of the day.
100%. It's like it gets me fucking mad.
I
Because
hope-
it's so annoying.
No,
Because
it
this
is.
motherfucker not showing his face
Oh, yeah,
and
at least show
trying
your
to be
face.
like, no, I'm just like providing like, this is what's happening though. This is what the fucking
telling
the fucking
somebody
one.
else's story in your own perspective.
Yes,
for
but like
clicks.
also like taking things from online. I'm like, you're just a fucking asshole. It's like just be.
What also annoys me is all these people showing Chris's pictures from before she was trans, from before she was presenting as female.
Yes.
Or anything other than male. Like, that's such a disrespectful thing to do to a trans person. Like, we're out here trying to erase that, and you're just... I mean,
No,
I guess when you're in the public eye, it's
hard. I'm sure.
Yeah, there's nothing you could do about it, but like...
Like I think about like Elliot Page.
Yeah. Elliot Page just came out with a book, I think. I've been meaning to read, but I forget what it's called. Anyways, I hope that KRIS... If Chris and Dylan Mulvaney, like...
Oh, that would be
got
really
together.
fucking cool. But like, that would be sick. But I'm like so like all over the place. But like, Chris was saying though, she changed her name, even though it's still Chris. She was like, oh, I changed it to a K. But she was saying to friends and family, she has like changed her name fully. She has like a new name that's not Chris, but.
Oh, she just hasn't like announced it because that's the one part of the video I didn't
Yes,
get to.
like she had said that she, almost like on her like video, like platform wise, like on social media and stuff, she's changing it to Chris with a K. But she did change her name, but she's like, not just for friends and family right now.
So her new name is only out to like her personal
Friends and
life.
her personal life, but which is honestly very smart. I feel like for like right now and like whatever she's comfortable with, it's like you do what
That's
you have to
kinda cool.
do. And it's still like it's Chris, but it's Chris with a K, and she was like really happy about that. She's like, I just like
That's cool. I said it in past episodes, but I like it when trans people kind of keep their original name and make it like Dylan. Like Dylan somehow makes the name Dylan feminine. Chris makes the name Chris feminine. You know what I mean? And like there's Sasha on TikTok.
Yes,
Who
yes.
makes Sasha?
Love him.
He makes Sasha sound masculine somehow. And I don't know how he does it, but I love it.
no, it's super cool.
Yeah, I hope that Chris, because Chris also touched on in that video how she used to have internalized transphobia and how she wasn't always, had the same mindset as she does now. And I kind of like that she touched on that a little bit because I feel like that's where everyone's kind of just like, but she used to be a little transphobic.
Yes.
But it's internalized transphobia. You know what I mean?
And it's also like, consider too, like she lived in North Carolina, like down south. It's very different world
Yeah.
than.
I went to North
like-
Carolina when the bathroom law was passed.
Oh my God, I remember this. I remember you were like, you were talking to me and Kelsey, and you were like, I'm like, fucking.
Like, I can't go to the bathroom.
You're like, I cannot go.
Yeah, I went for a wedding and I was in North Carolina with my family as the transgender bathroom law was being passed in North Carolina, and it was awful.
No, it's like it's-
fuck North Carolina, no offense, but like because I think that bathroom law is still a thing.
I'm sure.
in North Carolina.
I'm sure, but like that's the thing. Like it's like no not like necessarily saying an excuse, like, and it's like to say living in the South, it's an excuse to be,
Yeah.
you know, like ill-informed or whatever, like, and not have, you know, be like homophobic, transphobic, whatever. Like, not saying that's an excuse, because it's not, because you have every power to educate yourself on the subject.
Yeah.
But it does, like, you know,
It does, because you grow, it's the way you grow up.
When you grow up and the people you're surrounded with, the type, like, I think in the video, KRIS was saying how, when Carl, you know, Carl, yeah, when he started being in the videos and they would like film in North Carolina, like he had like bright pink hair, and he was like, how do you do that? Like, how do you just like walk into a grocery store and like, how do you like, you know, people are looking at you, like, how do you, he's like, I just don't care. And KRIS was like, yeah, you're so right. Like, I should just not fucking care.
It's like, it does have to be kind of, and it goes for people like, you know, like who are outside of being trans and whatnot. Like, it is a switch in your head that I feel like you just need to turn off at the end of the day. It's just stop caring.
100%. I mean, like, I can't really speak on it too much, but I mean, it makes perfect sense where it's like one day it's just like, because I think everyone looks at KRIS and they're like, how the fuck? How does this happen?
And like people like Dylan
anybody.
too. Could you imagine getting the amount of hate that Dylan Mulvaney gets, and like still being able to walk around and like, and she has a very like upbeat personality too. She's like so pure.
She never like misses a beat.
Yeah.
You know, like she's very like for real. Like it's incredible. Like the strength that she has, strength that KRIS has as well, and just people in the trans community in general. I love Dylan's blonde hair. So do I. She looks
so good.
She slays.
She looks like Elsa.
Yeah, it really suits her. No, it really does. I wish I had the balls to like dye my hair blonde, but I feel like it wouldn't suit me. But it suits her very, very well.
It does suit her. At first, I was unsure, but then I think she like got extensions or something, and I like it a lot.
Well, like speaking of like hair and stuff like that with KRIS on the Anthony Padilla thing, his channel, it was the first time that she had worn makeup. That was her first time wearing makeup. And
then I was gonna say it looked really good.
Yeah, she got a glam squad. She got a glam squad going on. But no, yeah, she had that was her first time wearing makeup.
Wow.
I forgot what she was wearing, but it was her first time wearing makeup out, like, and it was really big for her. And then the other thing I found really interesting, I don't know if you got up to this part in the video, but she was talking about, I gotta find it, because they also, what's it called? Anthony was talking to KRIS, and he was saying, like, I feel like, saying something, like, insensitive, like, or, like, not, like, the right way, but talking about,
was it her voice?
Yes.
I did watch that part.
Yeah, and she said that she was working with a voice trainer, like somebody was helping her.
I think it's a Discord server, because I did, when you told me to watch that part, I watched it. It's Seattle something. I can find it and pull it up for the video. Yeah. But, and she did a little voice training in the interview. Yeah.
Because there are free lessons and then there are paid lessons. So, but it was really interesting, because it's like, honestly, like, I've never really seen. And she was saying how her voice trainer was like trying to like not push her, but like encourage her, be like, hey, use voice, like, like use what we've been working on, like, whatever. And it was so interesting to watch, because like you see that she like does like she was saying how she has to do like little warm-ups, and she was like, nah. And then
no, it's really cool, because like that is an actual thing for trans people, and not many people realize that. And a lot of people also think that voice training is stupid, but it's a real thing. And forgot where I was going with that. But yeah, I saw her like do the whole voice training thing on camera and stuff, and I could tell like she was kind of nervous and whatnot. But I think it's important for cis people to see that like
100%.
It's a normal thing. And like she was saying that the voice is a muscle, just like any other freaking muscle in your body, and you have to train it to do the things that you want. And like a lot of people think, especially with trans women, that they're pretending to talk higher, and they're actually not. They've just trained their voice to do that, so that it's no longer they're not straining their voice, they're not pretending. It's just how they speak now, because they've trained it that way. Just like you fucking lift and get big muscles, like it's the same.
Get big muscles.
Get big muscles.
But it does make sense. It makes perfect sense. But that's really, like you said, I think it's really important for like cis people to see that and like see.
Yeah, I remember pre-testosterone, I would sit in my room. Oh,
Really?
I would do the whole thing. Yeah, I mean,
It makes sense, but like like me being a cis person, like I never really even
yeah,
gave it much thought. Like I kind of was just like, oh no, it's just the hormones working, but it's like no, like of course not. They do obviously do whatever, but
yeah. I mean,
there's so much more that goes into it.
even with my voice training before testosterone, my voice was pretty high. I mean, it didn't do much, but it helped, I guess. Next topic, I wanted to talk a little bit about the male gaze versus the female gaze, because it's something that I've actually want to talk about on here for a long time, and because I think it's interesting and it's like a big thing right now. I feel like, and I was just talking about it with somebody else that the male gaze is my best example of it is that scene from Transformers with Megan Fox standing over the car and the wind is blowing in her hair and like
She's got
barely
her
wearing-
she's bending over.
Yeah.
She's got her shorts on.
Yeah, and it's in slow mo, and you're watching it from like whatever his name is from Shia LaBeouf's perspective, in it, and I want to show it right here if we're allowed to. That would be cool. But yeah, it's her just leaning over a car, looking all hot and whatnot, and that is what the male gaze is. That is what. God bless you. That is what people think. That's written by a man for a man. You know what I mean?
Oh, 100%.
And I think that a lot of people.
Sorry, everybody. Thank you so much.
You're good. I'm glad you can sneeze.
I'm really happy too. That was sometimes I sneeze like
really loudly. Yeah, no, I get that from my dad too. I do as well.
it happens.
But there's a lot of things written for the male gaze and from men for men.
Yeah.
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 And even I think that a lot of women and a lot of men also do things for the male gaze as well. Mm-hmm. It sounds like I'm saying male gaze, like like gay. Male gaze. But I think it's also interesting to think about, like, for example, Thor is written from the male gaze for the male gaze. Mm-hmm. And Thor is what men think women want in a man, right? But actually, most women would prefer Loki, which is written from a female's perspective.
I see what you're saying. Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Because Loki's like has the long hair. He's skinny. He's not buff. Like he's
not, like,
he's got
jacked.
feminine attributes to him. Mm-hmm. Where Thor is all like
big manly man.
Yeah, I can get any girl that I want. Yeah, can get any girl that I want. I could do whatever I want, and that's not what.
Well, yeah. Like I feel like the whole thing with that is like so interesting because everybody was like all these men, specifically. I feel like were losing their shit when people were like Pete Davidson's hot. Like all these girls were Pete Davidson, Timothée Chalamet, and like other guys kind of in like the who are not like super buff, who can dress themselves nicely, who take. I don't know so much about people like Timothée Chalamet, more speak like take like just like is like clean and like takes
and
care of
has
themselves.
like feminine qualities. You know,
like
what I mean?
softer features and like just like stuff like that. Everyone's like, what the hell? Or, like
Those
these
are-
twigs, and it's like.
Yeah, it's men. It's the men that other men hate that the women love.
No, exactly, and it's like
'Cause they're
and it's
written
the same
for the
thing with
female
like
gaze.
fucking guys shitting on other guys for painting their nails and like shit like that, where they're like,
And
it's like no, like that's cool. Why does it matter? You weirdos.
and I saw a video or TikTok. I don't have to find it, but there was a girl. She was talking about how men who buy nice cars and like what you think they're doing to impress women, they're actually trying to impress other men. So like even men live by the male gaze because it's not for
Living
women. You're
under
trying
the
to
patriarchy.
you're competing with other men. It's not for women. You know what I mean?
100%. Like and yeah, like it's so interesting and it's like really cool. Like not cool, I guess. I don't know, but. Certain like movies, like you said, Transformers, right? Like there's so many things in movies where I'm like, or like the girl wakes up in the morning and she's like in her in like a button up shirt with her underwear on, and then she goes and dances in the kitchen and then like
Right, yeah.
you know,
It's
like
the male
brushes
gaze.
and like puts on her lipstick and whatever, and then she's out the door. I'm like,
Makes it
fucking
seem
nobody
like,
wakes. I know I don't wake up like that. I wake up and I'm like literally got drool on the side of my face. I got crust in my eyes. I feel like I can't even fucking
Which
sing.
is how most people wake up, and that's written from the male's perspective, and it's like it
like
paints
what
a
they
picture.
like want a girl to wake up.
It
like,
paints a
or,
picture
like,
of what women are supposed to wake up like, what they're supposed to look like. And I don't know, like people like. Because I saw another TikTok. I get all my information from TikTok, obviously. And I saw another video that Harry Styles written from the female gaze, and
yeah,
Harry Styles is somebody who all these cis men hate, and it's like, but all the women love, and it's like, why can't you see that these are the types of men that are getting the attention from women and change? Like, you know what I mean? I don't know.
it's like yeah. I mean, like things are changing. I mean, hopefully for the better. I have hope that we will start to step away from some of the patriarchal standards we have in our society and the misogyny. Because there's so much of it. There's so much misogyny.
Do you think that our generation is any better than
you know what? Like it's
one
so
above us or above that?
It's so hard to say because there are times where I'm like, absolutely,
Yeah,
100% we're better.
and then
But then I'm like, in the same way that like people who are like very like, you know, far right and stuff.
because there's kids our age
Who are the same.
who
like,
are
exactly like who well not this you know what I mean.
who
But
are
it's-
very right-sided, and it's like, oh my god, like you're gonna have kids one day.
that's what I
like-
mean. It's like because that's like I said I would like to say yes. Just like people on the far right, we're all in our own little bubble. Especially with the way we consume information, how like the algorithm works and like what we're suggested. We're all getting like the things that we want to see.
Right.
So we're seeing like stuff where it's like, oh, you know, voters. But the only reason why I would say maybe that we are is like people voting.
Yeah.
You know, young people came out in numbers. A majority of them voted blue.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, yeah.
Majority of them voted blue.
I read somewhere that that's like the reason why. Maybe not the whole reason, but that's a big reason
part of
on
it.
why. Yeah.
Big
the blue
part
one.
of it. So that's the only reason why I would say yes. But then, like I said, it's like, you know, like you said, they're like guys. I see like certain, for example, right? I followed like Bleacher Report because, you know, I fucking like sports.
You were clearly written for the female gaze.
But you know, you look up Bleacher Report and you see like if they post like somebody like a highlight from the WNBA, all these guys commenting like, "Well, she can't dunk though." That's like nothing. I could do that. It's like all these guys just like shitting on this
It's
woman who's accomplished far more than they ever will.
Oh yeah, no, it all
And
comes
it's
from
so-
insecurity. It all comes from
That's
insecurity.
what I mean. And it's like, that's the only place where I'm like, and listen, it's Bleacher Report. I mean, you're going to get like all the toxic masculinity men, like who are into
Right.
sports. And it's like,
Yeah.
you know, if I commented something, I'd probably get like, well, that's not correct. You don't know jack shit about sports. It's like, yeah, I may not know the most, but it's like, I enjoy watching sports. I enjoy following like the teams I like whatever. Like, come on.
Cis men gatekeep sports. It's so funny to watch.
Oh,
'Cause they'll also explain football like it's the most intricate thing in the world, and that it's so hard to understand. And it's like, it's a game, buddy. Like it's not hard to get.
No, like for real. Like, I mean, like it's when I talk to certain straight cis men in my life and I tell them, talk about like basketball, talk about basketball players. They're like, what do you know? Like for real. They're like, shut
Test you on
up.
it?
Like they're like literally like, stop it. Like, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, no, but I do though.
Belittling you.
Belittling me because I'm talking about sports.
Because it's
like,
the one thing they have over women most of the time. That
yeah,
they know
like,
more.
and it's like so frustrating to me because I'll be genuinely trying to like insert myself into the conversation and try and be included when it's about stuff like that. And I try and like be like, oh, like for the most part, I really know like a lot about like mostly like the Celtics, like the team. I'll be like, oh my gosh, like it's a shame. Like, you know, Marcus Smart got traded away. So sad. They're like, what do you know?
What do you know about that?
What do you know about that? And it's like, come on. Like, let me just, I'm just living my life. And that's the third thing that's so fucking
Like
frustrating.
sports have a gender.
I know. And it's like, oh, these stupid fuckers. It makes me I get so angry. I get
as you
so
should.
mad because it's like,
As you should.
And it's not just like women. It's like, like homophobia and like transphobia. Like it's just like these fucking guys think they're just like the shit. And I'm like, you are. Oh God.
And I don't like.
He needs to get knocked down a peg. And like,
there are many men that need to get knocked down a peg.
And that's the thing that's like, it's like, honestly, I think a lot of this stuff going on and like how there's still like, a lot of misogyny out there, transphobia, all this. They're fucking scared because they
terrified.
see a change happening and they're fucking nervous because they know at some point it's going to happen. We're going to find shit's going to change. It's like they're scared. And
they don't get it, and they don't take the time to actually sit and understand or learn anything. And that shows when you talk about trans women versus trans men. And like I've said it so many times, but like cis men don't understand, and women don't understand the difference between trans women and trans men. And I think that they're scared because they don't understand it, or they'll say stupid things like, "Oh, trans people shouldn't be able to use the bathroom. They should have to use the bathroom for the gender they were assigned at birth." And it's like, okay, fine. Then you're making trans women use the men's restroom.
Which is dangerous. Which
is very dangerous.
So
dangerous. But then you're also making trans men use women's restrooms. Where it's like you have grown fucking men with beards, with deep-ass voices, who are tall, who are muscular, who pass as cis men, who are men, like look like men, use a women's restroom. And like that logic to me has always been so like...
No, it's so stupid.
You have to be so dumb to say that trans people need to use the bathroom they were assigned at birth, because then... that's more dangerous.
Just more dangerous for everybody involved. And just in general. Like, it's like, if I was in the bathroom and like a trans guy walked in.
No, you'd be terrified because you wouldn't know he was trans.
What the fuck is this? Because you wouldn't know.
You wouldn't know he was trans.
It's so stupid. It's so dumb.
Not that I think that any trans man out there would do anything weird in the bathroom with
women,
because they wouldn't.
But it's like
shocking.
Cis. It would be shocking though. It would be shocking to be in the women's bathroom to see like a man walk in. I'd be like, what the fuck are you doing here, dude?
And that's what these people want. That's what they want. They don't
silly.
understand that that's what they're saying when they say that trans people shouldn't be able to use the bathroom.
Oh, 100%. And like the whole thing where it's like, oh my God, the most fucking stupid argument about the entire thing is fucking calling trans people groomers, and like anybody in the LGBTQIA plus community groomers or pedophiles. And I'm like, people, let's look a little deeper here, because when you look at who the groomers are and the pedophiles, look at the Catholic Church. Let's look at the church. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about all that stuff.
And that's
where they are.
Yeah, that's called projecting.
That's where they are. There are so many. I'm a big documentary person. There's so many documentaries talking about just the abuse and the grooming and the horrific acts that are committed on children in the church, because people are like, well, and let me just say this here first, like too, it's a lot of like fundamentalists. It's a lot of like Christians who are like really, fundamentalist Christians, all that stuff. Right. So they're very intense. They're very much like women have to dress modestly, but it's all control. It is all control, because that's where all the abuse happens. And they're creating specifically women, but also young boys too, but specifically women and girls. It's like they're creating the like perfect victim because of all the control they have. They're like molding them to be perfect victims. To have no voice, to dress the way, to be, you have to do what you're told. There's the one that I watched, I forget his fucking name. I gotta look it up, but there's this documentary, Keep Sweet, Pray and Obey. This man had 30 wives, a lot of them children. He would marry off children to men, and they would go and it was all these women. This one poor woman, Warren Jeffs, fucking psychopath. But again, a man of God, supposedly, but he's literally abusing little girls and marrying them off to men. These men, like, they believed in polygamy and all that, like having multiple wives, but they were like old as shit, and they were having sex with them. Like, it's horrific. And these poor, like,
but we get called fucking
that's
child
what
groomers?
I mean.
Like, are you kidding me?
The amount
show me one trans person that has done shit like that. Like, I bet you can't. I bet you'd at least it'd be real hard to find.
Real fucking hard to find. You had to fucking But that's the thing, though. It's like, you see all that shit, and it's like, and the thing is that pisses me the fuck off, honestly, is the media. Like Daily Mail on Snapchat. Have you ever scrolled through that shit?
A little bit.
Okay. Fucking pisses me off because there are so many acts that these straight cis men are doing, and like we're like through the church or just in general, the crimes these men are committing. But you see one fucking trans person do something wrong, and it's like, trans woman does this to her male student who was it, and it's this big fucking headline. Or you see like this trans person detransitioned, and because they regretted it. And they're making it like a huge fucking thing.
Because then it comes down, they blame it on mental illness.
Yeah.
Because I guess...
I can't even.
I don't know.
It's just like, it's like wildly frustrating because I'm like, why is this the big headline? I'm like, you're telling me that like in the past day, there's not like fucking this creeper who like did some nasty ass shit, but you're not going to get him in trouble because it happens all the time. The reason why it's such a big headline, maybe, is because it doesn't fucking happen that often.
Exactly.
Because cis men,
like the Nashville shooter, it completely got taken away, the fact that there was a fucking school shooting and people died, and it was more focused on the fact that the person was trans. When count how many fucking times there's been a school shooting from a cis white man. Like,
no, for real. And it's always like, and I feel like with that too, it's always like, I feel like they're almost like protected in a way as well. You know what I mean? Like they're like protected in some way, shape, or form. And it's like, well, they didn't know.
And
they were.
Oh yeah, because they got bullied, or I don't know. There was a gun in the house. Like, yeah, sure, but like, I don't know.
But it turns. That's the thing. It's like a lot of this shit. It's like it turns into like. I've even seen it too with like a lot of It's different, but like I've seen it too. Daily Mail specifically. Fuck you, Daily Mail. Is like when a female teacher like has sex with one of her students. It's a huge headline.
Huge. You never hear it when it's
a guy, because you know why? Guarantee you half the time to get off the hook, and the other time it's just fucking buried deep. Because you can't ruin his life.
Because everything is also
the woman
ruled
should
by
know
men.
better.
Yep.
I fucking hate how men are just allowed to fucking walk around and get away with whatever they want.
Because it's all run by men too, though. You know what I mean?
Oh, 100%.
That's why they get away with it, because they're on each other's sides.
Fucking makes
That's
me
why
so
they get away with it.
fucking angry, dude. Whole thing.
Talking about creepy cis men, I wanted to point this out that I feel like when I came out as trans and started, identifying as male and having other people in public when I go out with my friends see me as male, I then started to notice way more when men would look at my friends, like you and our other friends. I started to notice 10 times more. Maybe I was just looking for it at that point because I felt like I needed to.
Yeah.
But it's absolutely disgusting. I was at the beach yesterday, and there was a girl minding her own business. She went to the beach alone, where I was like, hell yeah, you do you. You go to the beach alone. You get that tan. And she was laying there enjoying herself, and this man, probably around our age, was with his friends, and he walked over her or next to her, whatever, and looked at his friends and went, like signaling that she was hot.
Oh my
and like making a thing out of it.
God, dude.
Yeah. Like, where it's like, I don't know.
Oh, that makes me so mad. There's so many things.
Like, look at that object. Isn't
yeah,
that
no,
hot?
that's the thing.
Isn't
I mean,
that
like,
nice looking?
To most fucking straight cis men, to most, like, women are just objects. Women's are for them. They think that women are for themselves and they could do whatever they want. And they're just like
she's there for them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
She wore this for me.
It's one thing to go up to your friends and be like, that girl over there is really pretty. That girl's really beautiful. That girl's hot. Fine, sure. We're human.
Whatever. Yeah,
but like to like be like,
to point at her and be like, "Those are not like, you fucking freaks,
you weirdo,
fucking freaks." And that's the thing. Whenever I'm walking with my boyfriend, we'll be walking around. My boyfriend. That was awful. But whenever
he's mine.
Whenever I'm walking with my boyfriend, though, like we'll be walking and he'll be like, "Oh, that guy just checked out your ass. Oh, that guy just looked right at your boobs all the time," and I don't even notice it because I'm not looking for it, because it's like I'm just, thinking people could be like normal and like not disgusting and not fucking freaks. But it's crazy. Like it's like It's fucking gross, and it's so gross. I fucking hate it. Like, it's like all the time where it's just like, you know, like guys just, you could just like, you see it looking you up and down. I've had guys, like I wore this one dress. The one dress I always get compliments on, that purple one. That's a very nice dress on you. And I was like, thanks. Don't fucking talk to me. And then a girl, literally the next like few weeks later, like she was like, you look so good in that dress. Like you wear that dress. And I was like, thank you so much.
Because from when it comes from a woman, it's coming from a genuine place.
It's coming from a genuine place. Yeah. When it's a guy, it's just like they're fucking like this, like little fucking,
looking at you like you're an object.
They're like
that can perform for him.
Freaks, I hate you. I'm sorry. Freaks. No, but like
I remember when we were on the cruise a couple years ago. We went on a cruise together, and we were dancing on like the outer deck, whatever, and everyone's having a good time. It was me, you, our two other friends, my sister, my mom. We were all on the dance floor having a good time, and there were kids that were younger than us standing next to us, and you were facing me, and I was facing you, so we were like this, and I'm watching behind you, them looking at you, and I pushed, they did some whack ass shit, and I pushed you out of the way, and I almost fought this kid. And then a group of kids a little bit older than us, I think at the time, my mom was also there dancing with us, and they started hitting on my mom. I was like, that is my mother. Like,
I remember on that cruise too, somebody called me a slut. Do you remember that? That guy. Me and Kelsey were like running up the stairs, and he was just like, you sluts, like you got a sluts. And I was like, like I saw fucking red. But he was drunk and think God, like I didn't, you know, do anything. Cause like, who knows? Like, cause men are scary and men are disgusting and like all that shit. But,
didn't a girl also slap your ass?
Yes.
A girl slapped your ass on the dance floor.
And I panicked. I had like a panic attack. I flipped out because if you know me and you're my friend and we're, you know, a bunch of girlies on the dance floor, fucking for sure, let's fucking dance together, do all that shit, fine. I'm like, whatever. I don't know you. Yeah. Do not touch me.
No, just because you're a woman.
You don't touch people. And just because you're a woman doesn't fucking make a difference. Don't touch people.
No, that's not women supporting women.
And just like I was just trying to be funny or just have fun.
No.
Like,
no, you don't touch other people, especially like that.
No, for real. It's like, it's so fucking fucked up.
Well, that was weird.
Yeah.
That was definitely weird. Because it was giving like, or she was trying to give women supporting women, I love women, let's have a good time. And it's like, no, you don't get a pass because
you're a girl,
you identify as a woman.
It's like, don't touch people. Just don't touch people.
You're no better than a cis man.
No, for real.
What the hell?
You
think you're entitled? That's called entitlement. You are a cis man. Goodbye.
Yeah, no, fuck that. And yeah, it's fucking stupid. But yeah, cis men, gross. Period.
Gross.
End of story.
End of story.
You know,
some of them podcast is about.
Some of them are great, man.
Oh yeah, for sure. I don't want to be a podcast that's constantly just like fuck all cis men, but you know,
because they're like, but it's the same thing as people being like, you know, like fuck the cops, and like, but not all cops. It's like no, but like yes, you're right, you're fucking right, but as a fucking whole, majority of them are shit,
and you need to speak up on it for it to change.
Exactly. You got to talk about it.
So as a whole, change, please, because I'm over it.
I'm fucking tired of it.
But I feel like that's probably a good place to stop.
Hell yeah.
So
thank you for having me on.
Of course.
I had so much fun.
Thank you. I had fun too. If you want to follow Nikki on all social media platforms, what are your handles, by the way?
It's just like really Instagram, TikTok. It's just Nikki Balducci. Balducci. And I have, that's it. I'm gonna plug something else, but I'm not going.
Yeah, check out Nikki's TikTok. She sings. She's like somewhat talented, whatever. Yeah, she's a very good singer. Check her out.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming on today. This was fun. I had a good time.
I had a really fun time. We had lots of laughs.
Lots of laughs. That's what we do. We laugh. Okay. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. You can find us on social media at Instagram and TikTok at HRT Podcast. And find us on Patreon as well at just HRT. We missed a week last week, and I appreciate your patience. But we're back, and we're doing things the right way. And thank you so much. I appreciate you watching. Peace out. Thank you. Bye.